Flare community. As always, I hope everyone is having an incredible day, and in this video we're going to look at something coming to Flare which no one is really talking about, and that is crowdfunding. As you may already know, crowdfunding is a process in which businesses can raise funds through a number of supporters to enable them to develop their products without having to front the starting capital. With crowdfunding on Flare, participants will be able to stake numerous assets and pledge support for a project which they believe in. The staked assets will then be locked up in a smart contract, and the yield these assets generate will be used to fund development of the project itself. As a supporter, you may even receive assets from the project, NFTs, or something completely different. This really is going to provide an incredible incentive for developers looking to build on a forward-thinking network who may not necessarily have the capital to get the project off the ground. Hugo explains it in detail in the recent Flare Network community call. Let's jump in.
And so I just wanted to show the crowdfunding concept. It's something that's been extremely valuable on Cardano for bootstrapping the ecosystem and getting projects building on the ecosystem, and something we want to also implement on Flare. Now on Cardano, they can only do it with the Cardano asset, ADA. On Flare, we can do it with all of the F assets, with Flare itself, and with assets coming through Layer Cake onto Flare. And I'll explain why we can do that in a second. But the general idea of what Cardano calls ISPOs, initial staking product offerings, I think. I could be wrong on the P. But is that you take your asset, whether it's FBTC, FXRP, FLR, or Ethereum perhaps, and you stake it into a crowdfunding contract. And that your capital is protected. The contract never takes your capital out of the contract. But the yield that those assets earn is passed to a project. You've chosen that project through choosing that crowdfunding contract. So the yield is passed to the project, and the project gives you something in return, perhaps project tokens, perhaps even a product in the real world, perhaps an NFT. Who knows? The idea is that you stake your capital with no loss of your capital, and your yield is passed over to fund the Flare ecosystem and the projects on it. And the reason we can do this is because the foundation set aside 20 billion tokens in order to create an incentive pool for creating F assets and Layer Cake assets. And then additionally, Flare earns the delegation reward. And so all of those earnings, whether the Flare delegation reward, or the F asset minting reward, or the Layer Cake reward, all of that yield can be used to fund projects building on Flare. And we think that this is a really nice, low-risk way to put your capital to work.
So there we have it. Crowdfunding on Flare will act as a catalyst towards an explosion of growth on the network. It's beneficial for developers who now have the ability to raise funds and begin development without the need for providing starting capital themselves. For participants, it's also beneficial. It allows you to pledge support for projects early in exchange for numerous incentives offered by the project. With pooled assets locked up in a smart contract, you can rest assured that this is extremely low risk, and the developers of the project are sustained by the yield that these pooled assets actually generate. An interesting concept, I am sure you will agree. It seems we have much to look forward to in the coming weeks, months, and years ahead. If you are an individual or part of a small team looking to build on Flare, then it seems that this is the perfect opportunity to do so. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so excited about the future potential growth of the network. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Please feel free to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay up to date with everything surrounding the Songbird and Fleur network. Until next time, I'm out.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.